Alright, so with the rumors of AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Doc Gallows coming to the WWE, I figured I'd write out, well, I didn't figure, I would just wanted to write out how I think it would go down. Something different other than, displaying TW. I posted this on Reddit, but I figured I'd record it, go over everything I said. It's going to be a long video, as this is very long. And then, I'll explain more about it, go more in depth. Alright, so we start off with Stephanie McMahon next week, saying there's a lot of rumors WWE's negotiating with three of the hottest free agents in the world. Can't talk about it too much, but I can confirm we are negotiating with people. It may or may not be those people. Then the next night on ESPN, I think this would be different. The coach talks to Carl Anderson on the phone. Figured Carl Anderson to give him a little bit of a rub, because AJ Styles could fit, but I just figured why not do Carl Anderson, and I can set up next week. Coach talks to Carl Anderson, excuse me, and says, I am negotiating with WWE. I want certain things. They want certain things. This isn't the first time I negotiated with WWE. I do not know about the other rumored names are negotiating and their status. Pretty much this would be ESPN doing ESPN shit. Okay, this is an actual wrestling news story, not Dean Ambrose showing up on ESPN and saying, oh yeah, Kevin Owens, he sucks. Like, this is real life here, and I figured ESPN needs to do that. So next week, it's, they show a clip from this, and and Triple H is revealed to return at the Royal Rumble. They show a clip of ESPN and everything there, and then they say there's a huge announcement at the end of the show. And they say, we have signed the hottest free agent in all of wrestling, AJ Styles. He will not be in action at the Royal Rumble, but we will sign the contract live in the middle of the ring. ESPN, Triple H is in studio, says he will be at the Royal Rumble, and he's excited to see AJ Styles and the WWE. No other comment on other negotiations. The contract signing with AJ goes well, very professional. AJ's in a suit, Vince is in a suit, Triple H isn't there, Stephanie, a business suit. Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. Vince comes out and says, Roman, this Rumble has 31 entrants. The final entrant is someone who means a lot to me. Out comes time to play the game. Triple H comes down. He's all right in his gear. But then right before he gets in the ring, two guys, dressed up in dark clothing like a hoodie, maybe a mask, just attack Triple H and beat him down pretty bad. Roman Reigns looks confused as all hell. And then, these two guys, like Vince comes down there, try to help his son-in-law. They beat up Vince McMahon. And then from the crowd, here comes AJ Styles. He eliminates Roman Reigns, becoming the world champion. The masked men take off their masks to reveal themselves to be Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. Pretty much, Vince said there's 31 people, and Triple H didn't get in the ring, so AJ Styles ran in, took the opportunity. Stephanie calls out the Bullet Club, but they don't respond or have time to. Roman Reigns comes out and confronts her, saying, quit playing your games. I know you are aligned with them. And, pretty much, we don't trust Stephanie, we don't trust Vince, we definitely don't trust Triple H. Steph says, we did sign Gallows and Anderson late Saturday, but we wanted them to show up tonight. Why would we have them attack and beat down? Why would I have them attack and beat down my husband? Roman tells him he doesn't trust her. Excuse me. And then Bullet Club hasn't been seen or heard. From all show, the main event with Roman and Dean versus New Day ends when the Bullet Club comes out and just beats everybody down to end Raw. Pretty much, they beat down New Day, they beat down Roman and Dean. Excuse me for breathing. Only recaps of the past couple weeks are shown. Roman and Dean cut a promo saying they want an opportunity to fight the Bullet Club. Not a match, but a fight. Very adamant, pissed off. Triple H returns, but he's selling like a limp from the Bullet Club's beatdown. He says, the past couple of times I've been in this ring, I've been viciously attacked by Roman Reigns at TLC and the Bullet Club Royal Rumble. Both times I haven't had the opportunity to defend myself. You people sometimes forget just in who in the hell I am. I am the game. And that is an ode to his return 2002 promo. I really think that would be interesting. Definitely for us like fans who are around for then. It's like one of my first memories of wrestling. I was like 7 years old at the time. And then, just to have that own, and people would be like, hey, he said that when he returned in 2002. And he says, I am a 13-time world champion. I have beat everybody who's somebody in this business for the past 25 years. I have poured gallons of blood, sweat, and tears for this company. And to see some guys walk in the first day to become champion without even earning it makes me absolutely sick. Bullet Club comes around the ring. Then the New Day runs in the ring to make the odds even, just because, Triple H is hurt, assumingly. It sets up main event for next week. We will see the Bullet Club wrestle live on Raw. The Bullet Club versus the New Day. Okay. Then, the Bullet Club versus New Day ends with no contest finish, as the Bullet Club just beats the shit out of the New Day. Excuse me. And then, Dean and Roman come out and save the New Day from the Bullet Club. Because, the Bullet Club is this outside, thing. It's kind of like the NWO. They are revealed to have contracts, but they just came in and they're attacking everybody. They're costing people championships, but I think everything up here is how they would be actually, the part of them. Like, part of what they're doing. Nothing else. Like, they wouldn't just show up random Kevin Owens match and attack Kevin Owens. And then Triple H comes out Raw, February 15th. Says, I may or may not be the wrestler I was 15 years ago, but I tell you what, I am not a past his prime old man. I am not here to prove myself, but I am here to defend my company from these guys who have no respect for anything, for people like Vince McMahon. Love him or hate him. Without Vince, you wouldn't have a WWE, WrestleMania, The Rock, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, or Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I'm going to lace up my boots, tape my fist, and go down that ring Sunday to fight the leader of the Bullet Club, AJ Styles. Not a title match, just a fight. You think you can come in my company, threaten me and my family? You don't know what you got yourself into. With AJ Styles being the champion, that makes the question of who should be his challenger at WrestleMania. Well, as I see it, there is really one guy who has the right to face AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I may not get along with this man, but I do respect Roman Reigns. If you and Dean Ambrose can defeat Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows so they don't interfere in my fight with AJ Styles, you can have your world title match at WrestleMania. New Day retains the tag titles. That doesn't matter against who. I'm going to pause for a sec. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose versus Gallows and Anderson. Total brawl ends with Roman pinning Luke Gallows for the 1, 2, 3. Triple H versus AJ Styles. Total fight. Both guys are dressed in street clothes, kind of like how Shawn was at his return SummerSlam 2003. Fairly match with New Day helping on Triple H. And then Triple H grabs the sledgehammer. And he is, AJ Styles getting up from another guy coming from the crowd, grabs the sledgehammer, hits Triple H, and just drapes AJ Styles over top Triple H for the pin. Then the guy reveals himself to be none other than NXT champion Finn Balor. If you notice here, kind of turning Triple H face and Authority face. I think Triple H, out of the three two McMahons and Triple H, he's the most likable. I don't know, with us hardcore fans, a lot of people have resentment towards him, but I think Triple H has proven himself every time to be a solid babyface. Bullet Club starts the show, taunting the fans and all these superstars in WWE, saying how great the Bullet Club is. Finn taunts Triple H and says he is so sick of Triple H claiming how he made NXT the hottest thing in the world, when it was Finn Balor main eventing the sold-out shows all over the world as an undefeated, I think he's undefeated, NXT champion. And I am the hottest thing in the world today. Not NXT, because I am NXT. And then Roman Reigns comes out later in the show saying he's not a fan of Triple H, Steph, or Vince, but they are right, need someone to punch them in the mouth. Says has a Bullet Club, has a place in the WWE, but is right below me, and you could believe that. Vince McMahon makes his return. We haven't seen him since the Bullet Club beats him down in Royal Rumble. He comes out and says, damn it, Bullet Club, get your asses out here before I make each and every one of you join the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Kiss My Ass Club. Vince says, AJ Styles, you are a world champion, but you will be a fighting one, that you have a match versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, but you can turn into a triple threat, fatal four-way, hell, the whole entire roster versus you for that title. So you defend it every single week. The Bullet Club comes out, and Vince just lays into them in a microphone, calling them nobodies and how they're nothing. They get in the ring, and they're about to beat down Vince when Roman Reigns runs in from, the crowd or whatever the hell he's at, and New Day runs in from the back to protect Vince. Vince and Roman shake hands like they look at each other. That slow, handshake. Roman versus Carl Anderson in the main of, and not in main event, the 10 o'clock main event, and it ends in DQ, and all the parties involved interfere. And then AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler ends when AJ cheats to win. Pretty much, that you get AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler here, kind of a dream match for people. And then you get Carl Anderson versus Roman Reigns. I think Anderson is very good in the ring. I think him and Roman could have a good match. The New Day start the show on March 7th. No goofy. They say they're very, proper. No unicorns. None of the dancing. Hell, no, maybe none of an entrance music. Kofi comes out and says, I've been in WWE for a long time, and as soon as I get a chance to show my true skills as a superstar, the Bullet Club comes in and takes all of our spotlight. So tonight I'm going to end the fun and defeat AJ Styles right here in the ring. And then Roman Reigns comes out later and says, even though he still doesn't like Vince, my enemy is my friend. The Authority shouldn't have to put the title on the line at Royal Rumble and shouldn't have said there was 31 guys in the match, but they did, and they're giving me an opportunity to regain my title from a guy who doesn't deserve it. AJ Styles, you have wrestled all over the world, but until you wrestle at WrestleMania, you haven't achieved anything, and I'm going to make sure you remember WrestleMania, but it's going the way I want you to, knocked out cold. Then AJ Styles versus Kofi Kingston main event, AJ winning with the Styles Clash. So far, let's do a little bit of a review. Actually, we'll do that right prior to Mania. Pause it again. I got to sneeze a little bit and cough. So, alright. So, we're at March 14th. Triple H comes out and calls out Finn Balor. Just Finn. None of his other friends or buddies. Finn comes out by himself. Triple H gets right in his face and says, I let you be the face of my baby NXT. I gave you every opportunity to be the face of NXT. To really do something that hasn't been done in wrestling before. And how do you repay me? A sledgehammer on my face. And then as you say that, Finn smirks, says, look, I get it. You guys are trying to make a name for yourselves like the NWO did 20 years ago. But guess what happened? The NWO got out of control and killed WCW. I will not let that happen here. I'm going to kill this thing before it grows. At WrestleMania, it is me versus you. The game versus the demon. If you got a problem with that, I got, kicks him in the midsection, pedigrees him. And then he says 2 words for you, puts the mic up there, crowd says suck it. And in the main event, AJ Styles defeats Neville with the Styles Clash. The following week after that, we are at the Go Home show of March 21st. And then, the Bullet Club come out and they each cut a promo on a WrestleMania opponent. AJ Styles and Roman Reigns. He could say, I'm defending this title against, 1, 2, 3 times so far. I've defended the title 3 times so far. I don't know who I'm facing in the main event, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to come out and win, and I'm going to face you, Roman Reigns, at Mania, and I'm going to kick your ass. Finn on Triple H, making fun of him a little bit. I don't know if Finn's heel my seal, so really couldn't figure out what he'd say. And then Gallows and Anderson challenge New Day for the tag titles, which would be accepted. AJ versus Ryback is in the main event, with AJ Styles winning. And Dean Ambrose comes out and tells AJ, I'm sorry, there's one more Raw. Okay, formatting issue. Dean Ambrose comes out to end the show after the match. Says, AJ, next week you face me for the title. Okay, and then the fans are like, wow, okay, it's Dean Ambrose. Maybe he could win. Dean Ambrose hasn't really had his match on WrestleMania, so that would swerve us. Okay, AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. I gotta sneeze. Alright, so AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. Dean hits the dirty deeds, but the ref is down. He took a bump earlier, and Dean is waving from the back to someone come out. Samoa Joe runs in from the crowd, hits Dean Ambrose, hits him with a low blow, puts him in position, hits him with a muscle buster, and then AJ Styles gets the win. Joe takes off his hoodie, reveals Bullet Club shirt, and then Roman Reigns comes down and makes sure they don't hurt Dean. So pretty much, I can imagine it. We already know it's March 28th. WrestleMania is this Sunday. We know it's AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose for the title in the main event of this Raw. And we get the WrestleMania card. Okay, where the hell is Dean Ambrose? He's not wrestling at WrestleMania? Oh shit, he's facing AJ Styles, and Vince said it could be a triple threat. Dean Ambrose is going to win the title. And then, fans get really into it. And then Samoa Joe, I figured him and the Bullet Club would, do a lot of good. Because he doesn't really need to talk, and I think that's where Joe can have problems as a heel. So, excuse me for excelling. And so, him as the Bullet Club, he would be, the cleaner for the New Japan wrestling fans. He would be like the Kenny Omega, the cleaner gimmick. Wouldn't really compete for any titles. He's just there to kick ass. And then with Samoa Joe costing Dean the match, sets up Dean Ambrose for Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. So WrestleMania 32, Samoa Joe wins when Dean Ambrose passes out from the Coquina clutch. And Anderson and Gallows win the tag titles from New Day. Finn has a special entrance, so does Triple H. Finn wins with the double foot stomp. And then AJ Styles beats Roman Reigns from the Styles Clash. Now, I forgot earlier, I was going to put this in later and write down, AJ Styles, March 28th says, you know what, Vince, I'm putting a stipulation here because I can, because I'm the champion. If after I defeat Dean Ambrose tonight, I don't have to defend my title belt on Raw ever again unless I feel it is necessary, or if it really is necessary and it's best for business, or if the Bullet Club thinks it's best for business. So this is the last time you'll see me defend my title on Raw. That way, because if we have AJ Styles win WrestleMania, he can't wrestle 52 main events a year and keep up with his body. He is 38. We're seeing a lot of injuries, so we got to protect that a little bit. So, excuse me. Bullet Club wins all their matches, but because the angle's only 3 months old, why have Dean Ambrose go over Samoa Joe? Then where does Dean go? Does he go on AJ Styles? Not quite yet. So let's have Samoa Joe win. These two could feud for a while. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, they could face New Day, who are, right now the fans are getting behind New Day. So we are ready, let's just keep them who they are and just have them be faces. Triple H versus Finn, The Rock isn't going to wrestle, so Triple H versus Finn makes a lot of sense. As, Finn cost Triple H the match at Fastlane, and these two could both have special entrances, and I think it really gets the fans behind them. And then AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. Pretty much just, if Roman Reigns wins, that cuts the head from the Bullet Club. So AJ wins here. It could be cheating. It doesn't matter. We could have a big turn. I was thinking of having Triple H turn, but it wouldn't make sense. Vince wouldn't really fit the Bullet Club. Triple H could. So pretty much, they win all their matches. And so the Bullet Club's Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and AJ Styles. You have 5 of the best wrestlers. Okay, maybe not Doc Gallows. You have 4 really good singles wrestlers, because I think Carl Anderson is a good singles wrestler. You got 4 good acts. You got one of the best tag teams in the world, and 3 of pound for pound. You have 3 of the top 5 best wrestlers in the world. I will say that right now. I think Jay Lethal's up there. Nakamura's up there, and then maybe no from WB. No, I think that's it. Maybe Okada. But you have 3 of the top 6, 7 wrestlers in the world. So to have them be together, and then that could set up after Bullet Club splits up. So SummerSlam, I think it would be the Shield versus Finn Balor and Gallows and Anderson. Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. And John Cena versus AJ Styles, who's still champion. Whew. So, I talked a lot here. Mania 33. We'll go backwards. I think Finn Balor would turn face 2 months after SummerSlam going into Survivor Series. And he'd fought from Survivor Series, the Royal Rumble versus AJ Styles for the title. They could trade wins there. Because I think Finn works out as a really good face with the body paint gimmick. So I think it'd be Finn versus Bray Wyatt. WrestleMania 33. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the Usos for the belts. Usos are champs. And then Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows win the titles once again. Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. Pretty much Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. Okay, Roman Reigns, I don't think you want to have a Mania 3 years in a row. Headline Mania 3 years in a row. I think him and Samoa Joe would have a fantastic match. Show stealer match. Which that's what Roman Reigns needs, a show stealer. And then Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. When Seth Rollins returns, He's gonna be mega babyface. I don't think there's any way to get around that for WWE. So let's have him face AJ Styles. Get this match 30, 40 minutes, and you might have a match on the level of, Bret Hart and Stone Cold. You can even do like the double turn match here. There's a lot of possibilities here. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. I will post a link to this if you guys want to go ahead and read it in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.